Human versus psychiatry. In other words, an inhabitant of a declared earth by those dominant, walking and running and crawling and listening and observing humans, must respond when a behavior called an echo disrupts their gender neutral mood they call a color and emotion and a self ego they decided was a mind. Human versus psychiatry has less to do with psychology as racism has to do with slavery. Now, in other words, when a human says to the watchmaker with the keys used to lock them in a room they lease called an apartment on a check paid with money they earned, and say they live in a house, a hotel, and need a do not disturb sign for their observed discrepancies in a system called processes and procedures. Now, mathematically, a human can say, sigh all they want, can paint an artistic masterpiece and make a film about an image, moving and disrupting awareness. But currently, attention and concentration and focus are too disruptive and must be limited and controlled, restricted, and denied when those who are most dominant decide to solve a problem in their skull, head, where they have a brain they know about and feel without someone asking about a description from their consciousness they had with their skin and bones, cognition, and therapy, notes and information they saved on a computer about a disorder called a name. A name they have is a client, a patient, who they make money from now, who they collect dollars from in their bank accounts, charging dollar and cents to incarcerate and jail their experiments, those psychiatrists now. And when a human says who's an experiment, for climate change and green housing for a New Deal, proclaimed diverse, ethnic, and racially cultural. They do what they want and throw away the keys they use to lock a door when they leave to check for bed bugs with their noses and eyesight and long beards now. And when long beards don't enter and disrupt a freedom I earn now, I stare at a wall. I hear whispers and voices, humans who are struggling with confusion and have an emotion when there's too much misdirection for their mystery they call a secret gift of science fiction novels and oaths of enlistment they carry in their pockets now. A Human versus Psychiatry ends in suicide, similar to what David Foster Wallace and others chose instead of an infinite jest and waste of energy and time on earth, arguing against and saying against and pleading against those dominant humans in power who are in charge now. After a while, psychiatry, a word, a system with processes and methods and scientific information and procedures, a philosophy and a theory involving cognitive dissonance, proven by research done by doctors in universities and colleges who do what's been done by the University of Washington Huskies in Seattle on Capitol Hill to their tenants in their buildings where they keep track of their every move, every sound, every breath, and every twitch on a surveillance camera they watch on a computer they made at Microsoft and Google. Logically and mathematically sedating with prescriptions and medications as stimulation for a reward. Of no more freedom now. Now.